Well, what's going on, YouTube and Gideon's Tactical crew? Thanks for joining me on another blade review, and we got a looker today. One that has been on my radar for a while and has the potential to kind of be a jack of all trades folder that you can take to the office or a night out on the town, but can be your backup tool in the outdoors. And I'm talking about the Giant Mouse. I gotta find a logo there. There we go. The Giant Mouse Ace Jutland pocket knife. This is the G10 handle orange version. There is a natural micarta version as well. Now, Jutland is a peninsula in Denmark, which this is named after, and it is most famous for the 1916 World War I naval battle where the British Navy held off the German Navy, and it was one of the biggest naval battles in history. So that if you history buffs may be really excited right now, you're like, oh yeah. So it's just named after that area and is designed by Jesper Vox in partnership with the Giant Mouse, foundry that he and a few other knife designers have designed. So I love Vox designs, and this is no exception. And when I saw that this was released a while ago, I wanted it in rotation. I was able to get my hands on it, and wowzer, is it impressive. Now, right out of the gate is the blade shape. The blade shape is excellent. I love clips, buoys, if you will, and this has a massive one. Excellent swedging, done superbly well. It is delicious how it looks, but then that also means performance because we have huge sweep here on the blade, excellent edge geometry into a good tip right there that's going to pierce and penetrate very, very nicely, with a backstock here of 0.13 inches thick, so just a hair over an eighth of an inch thick, and then slowly tapers on a very high flat grind. Very, very high, which means it slices. Guys, this is an excellent slicing machine through cardboard, cordage, those type of activities, as well as food prep. I have sliced a ton of limes lately with this blade, and it has absolutely held up well, and almost no staining on that L-Max steel. We don't have a lot of L-Maxes. I remember when it was kind of like the go-to exotic steel, maybe 5 years ago for sure. And it's kind of in the family of M390, similar. M390 will hold a better edge overall, but L-Max is rated to be slightly tougher and easier to resharpen, but still very close in performance and very rust resistant, and would definitely be in that world of super quote-unquote steels, super steels. So I love it. I don't have it on many folders particularly. I have it on a few fixed blades, and it performs super well. And it's going to be 3 1/4 inches overall blade length and cutting edge. From this very tip of this G10 handle scale, you have a massive sharpening ricasso. You can kind of choke up, but the way it's designed, it's not like so, you're not so far away from the blade, but it gives you that 3 1/4 excellent blade shape and length there. And what I love about sharpening ricassos when done right is that it trajectorizes, if you get caught up in that, towards the blade. So if a rope or something gets hooked up in that, it actually is just going to curve straight into the blade and then start slicing, which is excellent. Some that are very abrupt just bog down your blade, get caught on rope, and that's not a good thing, netting, whatever. So this is done excellently well and going to give you enough of that sharpening choil to easily resharpen. Now, we need to look at deployment in determining whether or not this is the right tool to have with us on all of our adventures. But I can tell you one device that makes it with me on all of my adventures when I have multiple people in my party, and that's my Rocky Talkie. Nate, do you copy?
Papa Bear, this is Big Grizzly. I copy.
And that's why I'm super glad that they're today's sponsor. Because these Rocky Talkies just give you so much more than your off-the-shelf two-way radios you're going to find at any box store. They run on lithium-ion battery packs so that they have much longer battery life. They are going to be less susceptible to cold weather conditions, and they're rechargeable so you can keep using the same battery pack. And for a 2-watt radio, the clarity and distance power is quite impressive. I have personally experienced over 11 miles of line of sight across a lake with my wife, and we're able to communicate very easily. And then my brother and I were able to communicate over 3.5 miles away from each other in Wyoming with wooded conditions. So you guys are gonna go head on over that ridge line. to go do some fishing.
Yepers.
And take those walkie-talkies. Let's see if we can get some signal here in a bit.
Yeah, I can hear everything you're saying perfectly fine.
So they went over the ridge line and down back over to Cutthroat Lake. And so guys, I encourage you to check out the link in the description below this video where you can see all the different capabilities that the walkie-talkie system and their radios have to offer. And don't forget about that exclusive promo code that I have for you, the viewers, which will give you 10% off your purchase. So hop on over to Walkie-Talkie, guys. Check out all that they have to offer because I'm just scratching the surface of what those devices give you when you need to communicate with people in your party, and a cell phone isn't an option. Now, with the deployment, this is running on bearings, and they are smooth as glass. Now, they don't fly, but when you actually, which I kind of like this. It's great to have like floaty ball bearings, but bearings that are smooth, but then give you a little bit of tension is kind of nice. It's just different. So you got bronze, you can see, so there got to be bronze, I guess, caged bearings in there, which I have zero complaints with. And you're going to probably get a little bit more durability than just like exposed ball bearings. So totally down with that, particularly for this style of kind of a crossover tool. Very easy to deploy. Excellent detent. You definitely have to put a little pressure on it. Not a ton, but a little bit of pressure to overcome it. You can see it kind of suck it into place there. If I just tap it, boom, it sucks it in at the end. You have a flipper with some jimp, not sharp, and an eye hole. The eye hole, I can do the middle finger flick if I want to. You guys know I have a hard time with that with the Spideys. I don't have a problem with that on this model. Easily does with your thumb. But then if you had gloves on and you kind of can't engage that, boom, no problem. And that flipper is going to just lock you in all the more. So love the deployment right there. Zero complaints with that. Then the liner lock. Haven't seen a liner lock in a while. Everyone's doing crossbars, and we got some competitive options that are going to be really interesting momentarily. This has not, I love the jimp on here because it's not super aggressive, but it's tight, meaning like it's not big blocky jimping, but it's not like sharp. So it's squared off jimping, but I can pinch there all day and it doesn't cause pain, and it matches the little hit of jimping on the back spine there. Just exquisitely done. The fit and finish on mine is just exquisite. I love it, I love it, I love it. Solid as a rock, side to side and up and down. I love that. Most bearing-based knives have play side to side and then the lock up and down is usually pretty good. This is tight. Super, super tight. Love that. And again, contoured G10 on this model. You can get contoured micarta. This is medium grit G10 too. It's not like slick, polished. You got a little texture there, and I love that. That, again, adds itself for that outdoor flair. And it fills at 4.8 inches long and about, I think, 4.2 ounces. So the handle is not actually milled in there. There's no milling. I mean, it's just a solid liner in there, 420 stainless steel liner. So it's got a little bit of weight to it for you, those of you who like kind of medium weight knives. This is going to have that. If you are into the ultralight crowd, this is not for you. It's not heavy, but at 4.2 ounces with a 4.8 handle length, you know, you definitely have a little bit of weight structure behind it. Doesn't feel like a bug out from Benchmade or something. You're going to have a lot more density. Great ergos there. Feels excellent in the hand. Now, no tool is perfect, and I got to address this one aspect that was terrifying at first, but I realized that just this shows the, I don't know, quality control, the design. At first glance, I saw this tip and I was like, oh no. It reminds me of what happened with our first gen of the CRKTs, if you remember back to that video on this definitive and how it was so high. I was like, no, but I cannot snag this. It is just hidden enough that when I ran my finger through there, tried to grab it, snag it, I can't get it. So it is recessed a millimeter enough that you're not gonna snag it, but it's close, baby. Woo, it's close. But I have not snagged it, and I've carried this a ton, and I'm happy that just the tolerances are so close, showing excellent, you know, design, that it's not an issue. It's a non-issue for me. I'm not gonna snag my finger. I'm not gonna hurt myself. I can't grab it, just barely. So, but for some of you, that may be kind of a deal breaker. You may be like, oh man, that's just too close for me. I get it. For me, it works, and it is hidden enough, and it's just hidden below that thing. Again, the tolerances are just like perfection. That flows into that pocket clip. I love wire pocket clips when done well. This does not create a hot spot. Got good density to it, a little bit of tension there. You can unscrew it, swap it. So this is a fully ambidextrous blade. Lefties, you're gonna like, I mean, you can engage either so well and then disengage, close up. So great ambidextrous features there, and an excellently done pocket clip. I love those. Without too much flare, and because it's all rounded, less likely to scratch vehicles and those type of things. Now, Jesper actually hooked me up with this model. We were talking about something else, and he sent this over to me to test out, give you guys my feedback, my thoughts, pros, cons, highlight concerns possibly, limitations, or perfection, and give you guys my thought. I will have links in the description below this video to all the affiliate networks I regularly partner with. So if this model or some of the competitive options about to run in makes sense for you, always appreciate it when you do visit those hyperlinks, as well as the sponsors that I curate here at the channel, and just, you know, share with you guys. Helps me continue to do what I do. Now, this is by no means an inexpensive knife at $215 for either version. $215, LMAX, made in Italy, with all of what we're seeing here. Yeah, it's a pretty penny, but that's pretty standard for like Italian knives. Just to give you some ideas, more of like size and blade shape, it reminded me a lot, again, of the Definitive from CRKT. The CRKT is not ambidextrous. It has 154 cm, which is not going to perform anywhere near like LMAX does. Now, it does have an excellent crossbar lock and is a very fast, fun blade, but you can see here, even the scales are like totally squared, whereas again, the scales on the Jutland are going to be much more rounded, much more contoured. Between ergonomics, this is a much more ergonomic tool than this. But at $215, which is what this still, I believe, currently runs at least at release, you're getting, in my opinion, ambidextrous, much better quality stainless steel, and the tolerances are insane there. But that was just an idea and similar size that I wanted to share with you. And then this model, I know I'm going to butcher all this, so I apologize ahead of time. The Orso 2 from Viper Knives reminded me a lot of it. This is my Carta. You can get G10 titanium. This is titanium back here on the frame lock. It is not ambidextrous. Great lockup as well. Very similar kind of idea. And the designer of this also partners with Giant Mouse, so that's why you're going to see like a lot of vibe there. This steel is LO-QPM 20-4. Whoops, there we go. I was reading that. Very unique, kind of unknown steels in that, again, LMAX M390 World. Now, it doesn't have the eye hole. I would actually argue that the Jutland is a little bit easier to deploy, but these are both elegant tools that you can do a lot of different work with. And this one will go, I think, from about 180 to 200, depending on the model, you know, that you do. So I just wanted in like what type of handle material basically that you go with. So just wanted to highlight that for you and just show you a different option. If you're kind of looking at these Italian made, or, you know, like around the $200 price point, larger tools, what else is available, but also what the Jutland offers. And it is an excellent option if you like the profile, the style, and the steel. You will not be disappointed, because I have absolutely loved carrying this tool since I got it. So guys, that's me. That's the Jutland. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this tool, particularly if you own it. How has it held up for you? Let me know your thoughts on LMAX as well, if you own an LMAX blade. Always love hearing your guys' commentary on tools that we review here. And until next time, guys, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.